Hello, my name is Blaine Cook, and I'm a Canadian, currently resident in Northern Ireland. I'm a computer programmer, web developer, and most recently I've worked on a project called Fire Eagle, which is a location broker. And before that, I worked on a site called Twitter, which is a sort of group communication social network with pretty strong mobile aspects. So my interest in Mobile Active and being at Mobile Active is to sort of find out what the challenges that various organizations are facing in building mobile applications, and to get a sense for how successful these mobile initiatives have been, and where they've been successful, try and figure out why and how. Working for Twitter, I encountered a lot of problems building and scaling out a service for that incorporated strong mobile aspects, and it made me quite skeptical about the ability of nonprofits and grassroots organizations to build and deploy mobile applications, because the barriers are so high. Twitter is a company with between 15 and $20 million in the bank, and so they can afford the high costs, and I think they're up to close to 25 employees now, just working full time on a relatively simple social application that doesn't have any social organizing aspects. And so once you start to think about organizations whose primary focus is social organizing, you very quickly begin to question whether or not having tech-focused mobile strategies are even feasible. So I think I've learned quite a bit here, and it seems like there's some really interesting things happening. Certainly the mobile banking is not extremely mature. One of the things that I had heard rumors of before coming here was that farmers were buying and selling sheep using SMS in Africa, and I gather that's not entirely true. It may be used for like the mobile banking, SMS banking may be used mostly for intra-family transfers, so remittance sort of things, which is interesting, but it's not quite the going to buy a jug of milk behavior quite yet. There's also some interesting things if you're trying to build services that get to really the poorest people. Mobile penetration in those markets is still only really a third of people, and so it's sort of, if we're trying to access displaced communities or something, that might be very difficult to use mobile technologies, and more traditional means of organizing and support work might be more appropriate. But I think that there's something like 30 million people in South Africa have cell phones, and so and it seems really cheap. One of the surprising things that I learned very quickly was that buying a SIM here and getting essentially a phone number costs less than $1, basically a year, and you can have a phone, which is pretty incredible. You certainly can't do that in the UK or Canada or the United States, and I think that that sort of technology is really going to change the way that this technology is viewed. It's certainly something to be exploring, because even though people in Africa have phones, they certainly don't have computers, and so I think it's going to be quite important for some time to come.